Good morning to all. Today we will have a brief session on cloud computing with reference to AWS. Before coming to today's agenda, let me introduce myself and my association with Refer Me Group. I have an appetite for learning. I am triple postgraduate from Premier Management School and universities in the subjects of mathematics, management and computer science. Also, I have several industry-based certifications in quality database cloud computing to name a few. I have been in IT industry for over 3 decades associated with software development, operations and teaching and training activities in several skill sets. Specific to teaching and training activities, I have been part of training in various postgraduate departments of universities in the past, imparting training to the senior government, industry leaders, and currently engaged in corporate training. As a trainer, I hope to advance the intellectual development of my students to the best of my abilities. I am confident that my past teaching experiences, a strong academic background and technical skills coupled with thorough preparation make me deliver right content for right audience. I greatly enjoy the teaching opportunities I have and look forward to teaching as part of my career. I like the opportunity to share my knowledge with my students, colleagues, and I love the satisfaction that results from making them understand a difficult but interesting concept. Discussions with trainees also enhance my understanding of skills. Reform Group or RMG started their thought process, expand network outside organization with objective of help and get help. RMG started from 150 members and expanded to several thousands in short span of 4 to 5 years. It is very exciting to see in IT professionals that they are waiting that someone hold their hands. They want to take initiative but not getting appropriate platform. Refer Me Group is for them. So coming to the next slide is today's agenda. We will walk through each point to deliver key concepts in cloud computing. Advantage of cloud computing. Trade capital expense for variable expense. Instead of having to invest heavily in data centers and servers before you know how you are going to use them, you can only pay when you consume computing resources and only pay for how much you consume. Benefits from massive economics of scale. By using cloud computing, you can achieve a lower variable cost than you can get on your own. Stop guessing capacity. You can access as much as little as you need and scale up and down as required with only a few minutes notice. Increase speed and agility means you reduce the time it takes to make those resources available to you. Developers from weeks to just minutes. Stop spending money on running and maintaining data centers. Focus on projects and differentiate business, not the infrastructure. Cloud computing lets you focus on your own customers rather than on the heavy lifting of racking, stacking, and powering servers. Go global in minutes. Easily deploy your application in multiple regions around the world with just a few clicks. This means you can provide a lower latency and better experience of your customers simply at minimal cost. So why AWS? An advantage of the AWS cloud is that it allows customers to scale and innovate while maintaining a secure environment. Customers pay only for the services they use, meaning that you can have the security you need but without the upfront expenses and at a lower cost than in an on-premises environment. You can see clearly in the graph AWS is the market leader, leaving others much behind. AWS platform provides most of the key skills used in the industry and some of the latest technologies. So who can go for the AWS? Organizations need individuals with cloud skills to help transform their business. Training and certification on AWS help you build and validate your cloud skills. So you can get more out of the cloud. Our content is built by experts and uploaded regularly to keep pace with AWS updates. So you can be sure you are learning the latest and keeping your cloud skills fresh. AWS provides all the skills from beginners to advanced level in almost all the key areas. So one can opt one according to his/her level and area of expertise. So what is cloud computing? Let me read the definition as cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of compute power, database storage, applications and other IT resources through a cloud service platform via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. So here we see couple of terms as on-demand delivery, pay-as-you-go, etc. Let us see the main characteristics of cloud computing in next slide. On-demand self-service. Resources can be provisioned without human interaction from the service provider. In other words, a manufacturing organization can provision additional computing resources as needed without going through the cloud service provider. Broad network access. Cloud services are available over a network, ideally high broadband communication link such as internet, or in the case of a private cloud, it could be a local area network. Multi-tenancy and resource pooling. Multi-tenancy allows multiple customers to share the same applications or the same physical infrastructure while retaining privacy and security over their information. It's similar to the people living in an apartment building sharing the same building infrastructure, but they still have their own apartments and privacy within that infrastructure. Rapid elasticity and scalability. One of the great things about cloud computing is the ability to quickly provision resources in the cloud as organizations need them and then to remove them when they don't need them. Measured service. Cloud computing resources uses is metered and organizations pay accordingly for what they have used. The cost model is based on pay for what you use. The payment is variable based on their actual consumption. So coming to the next slide, types of cloud computing or model of the computing. As cloud computing has grown in popularity, several different models developed, have emerged to help meet specific needs of different users. As we can see in the picture, they are broadly classified as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Let us discuss the differences between them in next slide. As we can see, the first column represents the on-premises setup where everything is being managed by organizations themselves from hardware, infrastructure, software, etc. Next column represents infrastructure as a service where red portion indicates managed by cloud service provider and rest of the organization themselves. As we move to the next level, that is platform as a service, we see more and more components are being managed by cloud service provider. Once we move to the next level, that is software as a service, we see all the components are being managed by the service provider. Coming to the AWS global infrastructure. AWS has presence all over the globe. As we see in the picture, red circles represents their present existence and green ones they are adding. Circles represent their regions, whereas numbers within the circles represent number of data centers in the region. What this means? They use to duplicate user data at least twice in the data centers within one region to make data center available at any given point of time. AWS Management Console. There are several interfaces through which one can interact with the AWS, like through libraries, AWS command line interface, through and console. Let us walk through AWS console, which is the GUI and very easy to understand and navigate to perform tasks. And last but not the least, AWS certification. As we see, for various skills like developers, sysops and architects, one can go for the certification for industry recognition and also level of certifications available as associate, professional and specialist. With this, we conclude our session. Thanks much for your time. Thanks again.